All right, hello everybody. So, of course, we're gonna give people a chance to get in here. Um, Hopefully, everybody's having a good week this week. So let's see. Come along with the snorks, swim along with the snorks. So much to see waiting for you and me. Have some fun with the snorks. If you could breathe underwater, where would you go? If you had friends underwater, who would you know? Come along and sing along too. Yeah. Come along with the snorks. Swim along with the snorks. So much to see waiting for you and me. Have some fun with the come along with the have some fun with the snorks. Let's see. Like father, like son, you're always number one. Yeah, they're buddies, they're pals. Always seem to work things out. Can't you see they're two of a kind? Looking for a real good time. Report to the Goof Troop, and we'll always stick together. Yeah, we're the Goof Troop, best of friends forever. Yeah, we're the Goof Troop, and we always stick together. Yeah, we're the Goof Troop, best of friends forever. Now we're calling everyone. Come along and join the fun. Report to the Goof Troop. Bop, bop, boop, bop. Yeah. On Moo Mesa, where the cowboys roam, everyone wanna live by the code of the West. On Moo Mesa, I'm Popeye the Sailor Man. I'm Popeye the Sailor Man. I'm strong to the finish when I eat my spinach. I'm Popeye the Sailor Man. I'm Popeye the Sailor Man. I'm Popeye the Sailor Man. I'm strong to the finish when I eat my spinach. I'm Popeye the Sailor Man. Let's see. Hong Kong Fooey, number one super guy. Hong Kong Fooey, quicker than the human eye. Bop, 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 bop. Hong Kong Fooey, that's terrific. Scooby Dooby Doo, looking for you. Scooby Dooby Doo, where are you? All the stars are here, waiting for you. Couldn't have a show without ya. Scooby, Scooby Doo. Hey, Scooby, where are you? I'm over here. Hey, we got a second person. Hello, second person. I hope you're doing well. If you can like and share this thing, see if we can get some more friendly people here. I'm just, kind of just waiting for more people to show up. So entertaining. Of course, if you have any questions or comments during the stream, if with what we're reading, go ahead and share those. And if I can answer the questions, I will do my best to do so. And I thank you again for the thank you again for the thank you again for the like and the share. Let's see. So yeah, we're coming up on 5 minutes here. All right, so let's see now. Oh yeah, tailspin, oh tailspin. Friends for life through thick and thin with another tailspin. Oh yeah, tailspin, oh tailspin. Friends for life through thick and thin with another tailspin. Tailspin, Oreo, tailspin. Friends for life through thick and thin with another tailspin. Oh yeah, tailspin, Oreo tailspin. Friends for life through thick and thin with another tailspin. Let's see, what else? Do 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 do. Mass crusaders working overtime, fighting crime. Secret raiders who will neutralize the better rise. Zoltran's gonna lead the mission. Spectrum's got such supervision. Mask is a mighty power that will save the day. Mask, no one knows what lies behind the masquerade. Mask, always riding on Venom's trail and to a laser ray on his way. Thunder, 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 Thundercats, ho! Feel the magic, hear the roll. Thundercats are loose. Thunder, 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 Thundercats. Thunder, 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 Thundercats. Silverhawk, partly metal, partly real. Silverhawks going through the highways of the heavens in their lives. As Silverhawks array the angels in the night. All right. Anyways, we're coming up on 8 minutes. I think it's a good time to get started here then. So here's what's on tap for tonight. We're going to go through 10 articles, all from CBR, 6 anime related, 4 comics related. Among the anime include, let me see. Let's see. Dragon Ball Super has some character art they'd like to show us. Ultraman anime confirms final season. What else is going on in the anime side of it? Spy Family has declassified their new opening clip and casting details. We're going to learn a little bit more about Carol on Tuesday. So let's see. What else? The Jujutsu Kaisen manga celebrates 4 years. And we're going to learn a little bit more about Isekai anime as well. And on the comic side of it, of course, we're going to Boom Studios talking about a major crossover within the Power Rangers universe. Marvel character Squirrel Girl gets her own gets her own podcast, as well as let me see what else. What else? Let's see. Image Comics has some, I think, some images they'd like to, or a new release they'd want to tell us about, and also, comic legend Carlos Pacheco is going to be taking a hiatus for spinal surgery. That plus the wrestling roundup and the this day in each history. Get to that in a moment. I'll be right back. Just got to do a thing or two real quick here. Be right back. Actually, before I do that, let me turn on music for you guys until we're ready to go here. Anyways, give me one more moment out. I'm sorry. I'll be right back. All right, so here we go. Let's go ahead and get back to this. All right, so let's get started then. As I said, we're going to start off with the anime stories tonight because we have more of them to go through. So here we go. Here we go with the first story here. All righty then. All right, Dragon Ball Superhero reveals dynamic new character art. The next Dragon Ball movie reveals new images of characters, including Goku, Vegeta, Pan, Gohan, and Piccolo in this new form. Article by Michael Turner, published 11 hours ago. So there's Vegeta right there. Oh, new Dragon Ball Superhero art released. The new images were posted by the movie's official Twitter account and show off another look at the upcoming movie's cast of characters, including series mainstays like Goku and Vegeta, as well as Gohan, Pan, and Piccolo, who have all received new designs for the movie. Piccolo is shown with his new golden colored transformation, whose name is tentatively being translated as the potential unlocked, quote unquote, form. The art also shows off some of the new characters for the movie, including the android warriors, Gamma 1 and Gamma 2, as well as Red Ribbon Army scientist who created them, Dr. Hato. So that looks like Gohan right there, and there's Piccolo. Kind of a greenish gold color in a way, looks like. He's not quite looking like a pickle anymore, I guess. More like a Del pickle, I guess. Let's see. There's Goku and Vegeta. Of course, the Vegeta one was the one we saw up top there. There's Pan on the left. Maybe that's Dr. Hato right there, I guess. And there's Gamma 1 and Gamma 2. Let's see then. Dragon Ball Superhero is set several years after the events of the previous movie in the series Broly. Pan, who is now old enough to be attending school, has started her martial arts training under Piccolo. While Goku and Vegeta will be featured in the movie, film's producer has confirmed that the story will concentrate on Gohan and Piccolo and will explore the bond between the half Saiyan and the Namekian former villain who originally trained him. In addition to exploring a new section of the Dragon Ball timeline, Superhero will also be the first movie in the franchise to be animated entirely using CG. Wow, that's kind of interesting. So Dragon Ball Superhero will be the first Dragon Ball movie to be fully CG animated. Entirely CG animated. That's a very interesting note to take. All right. Hello. As I said, if anything catches your attention, feel free to comment or ask about it. I'll be glad to answer it if I can. Um, Superhero recently announced a new premiere date, June the 11th. The film was originally planned to release in Japan on April 22nd, but was indefinitely postponed on March 6th after Toei Animation, the studio that has produced the Dragon Ball anime since the 1980s, was hit by a targeted ransomware attack. The cyber attack delayed multiple projects within the studio, including production on the ongoing One Piece and Digimon anime, which were forced to stop airing new episodes for about 6 weeks. Dragon Ball Super Heroes North American release was originally planned for this summer. The movie's producers have yet to announce it. Announced it. The international premiere has also been pushed back, or if it will still premiere during the summer as originally announced. There's a little typo in there. It would say a little typo that created kind of a weird grammatical structure there. While Superhero was hit with a delay, the Dragon Ball Super manga by original creator Akira Toriyama and artist Toyotaro um, has continued publication without incident. Well, of course, the manga is not going to be affected by a studio hack. The newest chapter is scheduled to be released on April 20th, which will be this Wednesday, and will continue the ongoing Granlo, the Survivor saga. The Dragon Ball Super manga is available in English from Viz Media. All of the classic Dragon Ball TV anime series, including Dragon Ball Super, are now available for streaming on Crunchyroll. Oh, there we go with that one. We go with the first article there. Well, here comes the next article we'll get into here. Let's see what you guys are saying. If they are saying anything. Nope, still only me. You and me and a dog named Boo all try and get along. Ah. Everybody, 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 everybody. Ultraman anime confirms final season with an intense teaser trailer. A battered Ultraman clings to life in the first teaser trailer for the Netflix anime's newly announced third and final season. Article by Michael Estrada, published 11 hours ago. A new teaser video confirms that Ultraman will return for a third and final season. Netflix confirmed the new season for the popular CG anime via one of the company's official Twitter channels. The announcement was accompanied by a short teaser trailer which shows protagonist Shinjiro Hayata lying on the ground, unmoving, in a badly damaged Ultraman suit. As a voice urges the hero to get back up, the trailer confirms that the next season, will be the final part of the series. The story's third act, is scheduled to premiere on Netflix sometime in 2023. Sometime next year. Ultraman Stand Up! The final season of Ultraman premieres worldwide on Netflix in 2023. The CG animated series is based on a 2011 manga written by Eiichi Shimizu and drawn by Tomohiro Shimoguchi. The series tells the story of Shinjiro Hayata, the son of original Ultraman protagonist Shin Hayata. and serves as a direct sequel to the classic 1966 live-action series. While it continues the story of the original show, it is set in a different continuity from the rest of the franchise, as it branches off of the first series and ignores the events of all the other sequels and spin-offs. The first season of the show premiered in 2019 and was followed up a 6-episode second season, which was released earlier this month. The anime adaptation is produced by Production IG, of course, known for their works on Ghost in the Shell, Star Wars Visions, and Sola Digital Arts, known for their works on Lord of the Rings, War of Rohirrim. Production on the series is led by frequent collaborators Kenji Kamiya and Shinji Aramaki, who are best known for their work on Ghost in the Shell standalone complex. Again, I would say one of the best, if not the best, cyberpunk series of all time, in my opinion. Who also recently teamed up to helm the new Blade Runner animated series Black Lotus, which aired on Adult Swim and Crunchyroll this past fall. The two are now working in on the second season of Ghost in the Shell Standalone Complex 2045, which will also stream as exclusively on Netflix and will premiere next May. In addition to the new season of the anime, Ultraman fans can also look forward to the upcoming release of Shin Ultraman, the series' new theatrical reboot. The movie is being directed by Shinji Higuchi, who previously directed Shin Godzilla, features a story written by Neon Genesis Evangelion creator Hideaki Anno. The movie is scheduled to be released in Japan on May 13th, which I believe will be on a Friday. I think it'll be 3 weeks from this Friday. Yeah, 3 weeks this Friday. Shimizu and Shimoguchi's original manga is available in English from Viz Media. Both seasons of the anime are now available for streaming on Netflix. So there we go with that. Let's step away from the computer for a moment. I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. Now, why don't we go ahead and move on to the next article here? Spy Family declassifies new opening clip casting details. Spy Family shows off a stylish opening sequence, reveals more of its voice cast, which includes actors from Attack on Titan FMA. Article by Michael Asherna, published 9 hours ago. Spy Family declassified its opening and new casting details for the series' supporting characters. I'm gonna check something here real quick, guys. So I'm gonna go off camera here for a moment. I'll be right back. Alrighty then. Anyways, uh, give me one more time. Now Chloe's barking. It would appear and YouTube and StreamYards are being funny. Anyways, well, at least I think the people think whoever else came in and dropped a like and share. Hopefully, we can get some more people in here soon. Anyways, getting back to this article here that we're reading through. The Cold War inspired comedy, about Spy Family, of course. The Cold War inspired comedy revealed its opening title sequence this week, which features an art style reminiscent of 1950s and 1960s pop art. The opening is set to the song, quote unquote, "Mixed Nuts" by the Japanese pop group Hige Dandism, and shows off the dual lives of Lloyd and Yor Forger and how they are perceived by their new daughter, Anya. In a testament to the series' popularity and how anticipated the new anime adaptation is, the official YouTube clip of the opening has pulled in more than 2 million viewers in just over 2 days. I guess this is the sign of that. In addition to the new clip, the show's producers also revealed more of the supporting cast for the anime. Kensho Ono, who played the role of Flock in Attack on Titan, and has also starred in anime such as Mobile Suit Gundam Hathaway and Komi Can't Communicate, will play the role of Yuri Breyer, Yor's overprotective younger brother. Veteran voice actor Junichi Sawabe, who previously voiced Greed in Full Metal Alchemist, will play the role of the shopkeeper, a mysterious figure involved with a group of assassins. Spy Family tells the story of a super spy known only by his codename Twilight, when his latest mission requires him to pretend to be a regular family man in order to get close to his next target. Twilight takes on the alias Lloyd, quote unquote, Lloyd Forger, adopts a daughter, and quickly enters into a shotgun marriage with a seemingly demure file clerk. Um, while he prides himself on knowing everything about his targets, Lloyd fails to realize that his new family has a few dangerous secrets of their own. Daughter Anya is an escaped test subject with telepathic powers, while his wife Yor is actually the quote Thorn Princess unquote an infamous femme fatale who is one of the world's deadliest hired killers. Every rose has its thorn, every night has its sad, sad song. Every rose has its thorn. Every rose has its thorn. And every night has its sad, sad song. Every rose has its thorn. The new anime is based on a critically acclaimed and Eisner Award winning nominated manga of the same name from author Tatsuya Endo. An animated adaptation is being directed by Kazuhiro Furubashi, who previously worked on shows such as The Chevalier d'Eon and Mobile Suit Gundam Unicorn. Production in the series is being handled as a collaboration between Wit Studio, which previously worked on the first 3 seasons of Attack on Titan, and the acclaimed Ranking of Kings and Cloverworks, the studio behind the last season's breakout hit comedy, My Dress Up Darling. The simulcast of Spy Family is available through Crunchyroll. Endo's original manga is available in English from publisher Viz Media. Well, there we go with that one. Sources YouTube and Twitter. All right, so we got through the first three stories thus far. Okay, and here we go with the next one. Let's see, I guess I'm the only one saying anything thus far. Huh. 37:43. Okay. Carol and Tuesday: How to Get Started with the Anime and Manga. A beautiful tale about a young female friendship intertwined with music. Here's how to get started with Carol and Tuesday. Article by Narissa uh, Rubnarin, published 8 hours ago. There you go, right there. There's the girls right there. Most anime shows are based on manga or light novel. Anime originals are no stranger to the spotlight, with smash hits such as Neon Genesis Evangelion or Code Geass. Although Carol and Tuesday didn't rise to the same widespread level of popularity, its initial premiere did garner a large audience by offering a uniquely intricate world in a futuristic setting and likable female protagonist. This drama sci-fi series not only centers around a wholesome friendship between its main characters, but is also a crafted love letter to music. The power of expression and the joy of music, and the joy music brings, is essential to many. And Carol and Tuesday display this kind of wonderment through the delightful songs and a vivid story that entangles every character through music. A tale of friendship connected through a shared passion and dream. Here's a guide to how to get started with both anime and manga. The plot of Carol and Tuesday. Directed by Cowboy Bebop Shinichiro Watanabe, the series takes place in a future where humanity has begun has begun migrating to a terraformed Mars, where people can find new comfort thanks to the planet's technological advances such as AI. Specifically, the show follows 17-year-old Carol, an orphaned girl trying to make ends meet by working several part time jobs, and 17-year-old Tuesday, an isolated rich girl who runs away from home. Got kind of a contrast of characters there thus far. That sounds like a very interesting start there. Carol is outgoing and confident, while Tuesday is dainty and shy. While the two seem vastly different, having come from completely different backgrounds, they're both they've both found solace in music, and an accidental encounter quickly reveals that they share a passion for it. They, therefore, decide to combine their skills and become a duo to create music that will allow them to express themselves. However, Carol and Tuesday are at a disadvantage by reverting to the traditional ways of music, writing their own songs and playing instruments live. Whereas the music industry on Mars relies on AIs to create best selling songs for humans to perform. Wow, it does sound like a very interesting story here. In a world where Got more AIs, and you probably have more like the Vocaloid stuff going on. Got these two young ladies who are going about it the old-fashioned way, writing their own music and creating their own. They're creating their own hype, as it were. On top of that, the world of Mars isn't all sunshine and rainbows. Earth is implied to be uninhabitable, forcing many to immigrate to another planet where life is vastly different. The trauma from Earth has created many refugees, while the problems on Mars, i.e., racism, limited job opportunities, etc., lead to socio-political unrest. Carol, especially, is directly impacted by these issues as she and Tuesday attempt to find and bring hope to an unforgiving world. Where to watch the Carol and Tuesday anime? The 24 episode anime was animated by Bone Studio and released weekly in Japan from April to October 2019. While overseas, it was distributed by Netflix, with the first half dropping in August of 2019. Wait. Oh, from April to, okay, sorry. Okay, I got it now. And the second half in December of 2019. The series can be streamed on Netflix in some countries, such as Canada and the UK. Physical copies of the DVD and Blu ray may be difficult to find, but can be sought out on secondhand sites such as eBay. It's hard to talk about Carol and Tuesday without mentioning its soundtrack. Entire OST, original soundtrack, is available on several audio streaming platforms, including Spotify, SoundCloud, and YouTube. Where to read the Carol and Tuesday manga? As mentioned, Carol and Tuesday is an anime original series, meaning that the manga adaptation was released afterward. Illustrated by Morito Yamataka, 3 volumes were released in Young Ace magazine from May 2019 to July 2020. Yen Press acquired the license to release the manga to English audiences in 2020. The manga adaptation follows the original series quite closely, albeit skipping a few plot points, and it still captures the beautiful friendship between Carol and Tuesday from the anime. All 3 manga volumes can be read digitally via Bookwalker, while physical copies can be found through Amazon, Barnes& and Noble, Book a Million, and other retailers. So there we go. That sounds like a pretty interesting, um, very interesting, series there. Into. Might be one to check out. Couple more here on the anime side of it before we get in comic side of it. All right, so here's the next article we're going to go through here. Alright. Jujutsu Kaisen manga celebrates 4 years with a dramatic teaser trailer. Shonen Jump releases an intense new trailer to mark the Japanese release of Jujutsu Kaisen's 19th volume and the 4th anniversary of the series. Article by Michael Asurna, published 6 hours ago. Shonen Jump released a new Jujutsu Kaisen manga trailer. The moody new video both promotes the release of the dark fantasy manga's 19th volume and celebrates the 4th anniversary of the series' original publication. Wow. The 19th volume was released in Japan on April 24th and is comprised of chapters from the Tokyo Number One Colony arc, which sees series heroes Yuji Itadori and Megumi Fuchiguro taking part in the deadly culling game. The video shows some of the key characters of the arc, including the prosecutor Hiroshi Higuruma and the villainous sorcerer Reggie Star. While Shonen Jump is now celebrating the 4th anniversary of publication, Jujutsu Kaisen's first chapter in March 2018, it's worth noting that the first story set in the series continuity was first published a year earlier in the 2017 manga originally entitled Tokyo Metropolitan Cursed Technical School. Gege Akutami introduced readers to Jujutsu High and the world of sorcerers and curses. This early work introduced many of the concepts and characters, including Yuta Okotsu and the teacher Satoru Gojo, that would later be expanded upon in Akutami's 2018 series. The manga was later renamed to Jujutsu Kaisen Zero to reflect its connection to Akutami's later smash hit. The prequel story was added in the series' first movie, which was released in Japan last December, internationally in March. The movie was the top box office performer in Japan for 2021 and is now already one of the top 10 highest grossing anime movies of all time. In addition to the new video, the series is marking its 4th anniversary with a number of merchandise giveaways in Japan, as well as a new cover art that debuted on the most recent issue of Weekly Shonen Jump. The main Jujutsu Kaisen series tells the story of Yuji Itadori, a high school student who is as selflessly kind as he is unusually strong. After his friends accidentally unleash a powerful curse, a monster created by the negative emotions of humanity at their school, Yuji consumes an entire relic in order to save them, and unwittingly becomes the new living prison of the soul of Ryomen Sakuma, an evil sorcerer whose soul was sealed away long ago. Now pulled into the conflict between curses and the sorcerers who stop them from preying on humanity, Yuji must learn how to control Sakuma's powers before the ancient sorcerer takes control of him. Jujutsu Kaisen manga is available in English from Viz Media. First season of the anime is available for streaming on Crunchyroll. A second season of the show has been confirmed to be in production and is currently scheduled to premiere in 2023. All right, so there we go. Now we're going to get to our last anime article of the night. Excuse me a moment. I'm going to step away from the computer for a moment here. I'll be right back. I'll get there. I'll probably go over after this. All right, isekai anime with absolutely long titles that are still great to watch. Yeah, I've commented on this before. I've noticed that some of these titles have come out like um, My Life Reincarnated as a Slime. Is it all right to pick up girls in a dungeon? Um, My Life as a Villainess. Some of these titles are kind of interesting. Plug out. Anyways, let's get into this. A series that gives away its story in its own title seems doomed to fail. But these isekai anime manage to do it. I think that's supposed to be with. While they forgot the e there. While still being a worthwhile watch. Article by Mark York, published 5 hours ago. Mark, while is spelled with an e there, dude. Anyways, let's get into this. Isekai anime series where a protagonist is transported to a world of fantasy. Ever since Sword Art Online's success in the 2010s, the genre has flooded the market, and many of its tropes have been played out. With that in mind, writers in the genre have to be upfront about what separates their isekai story from others. In order to differentiate their isekai, writers have given their works absurdly long titles that immediately state the premise. Most of them even have to admit that they're writing an isekai and involving the genre's tropes, but with a twist. At first, it sounds like a lazy method for coming up with stories that won't last long, but some writers have managed to make it work. Despite being isekai and having ridiculous titles, anime like these are still outstanding stories worth investing time in. Is it wrong to try to pick up girls in a dungeon? Don Maki doesn't have the same transported to another world premise as most isekai, but it still invoke many of the genre's tropes. Likewise, the setting invokes a lot of tropes of JRPGs, including level systems, dungeons, and abilities. The heroes hunt monsters and collect the magic crystals they drop in order to increase their levels and abilities. Um, the story follows Belle Crenel, a relatively weak adventurer who hopes to become great like Ace Wallenstein, a girl he likes. On his arduous journey to the top, he also wins the attention of several other cute girls. Everything about this sounds um, hackneyed on paper, but its execution is still entertaining to watch. Didn't I say to make my abilities average in the next life? Oh boy, what that one's about. Ah, The story follows the Misato Kurihara as she's reincarnated into Adele, quote unquote, Mile von Asham. Asham. Um, the Since she's more interested in living an ordinary life than becoming an overpowered protagonist, going on a grand adventure, she asks for quote unquote average abilities in her next life. However, the term quote unquote average is defined by the literal average power among all magical creatures, which still makes her thousands of times stronger than the quote unquote average human. Oh boy. That's cute. Maybe what she should have asked is give me the abilities or the powers of an average human. Ah, that might have made more sense. Let's see now. Okay, let's see where we at. Okay. Her new task is trying to fit in among her human friends despite being monstrously powerful. The series has a fun vibe to it that's presented by its characters and is lighthearted comedy. And it's lighthearted comedy. In its efforts to minimize the adventure aspect of isekai, it goes for more of a quote unquote cute girls doing cute things vibe. Oh yeah, I could see that. That might be an interesting one to watch. The action is okay, but the real appeal comes from the character interactions. Hmm. Let's see. Thank you again for coming in and me a like and a share, people. All right, I've been killing slimes for 300 years and maxed out my level. So you got two isekai ones out there with involving slime, huh? There's another one I know of too. The time I got reincarnated by as a slime. There's another one. Okay. After spending her days working a hard, monotonous job, Azusa succumbs to Koroshi and passes on to the next world. Okay, but all right. She makes a request to be reborn with immortality and lives a peaceful life in the mountains, killing slimes. As the title says, she does this monstrous task for 300 years and gains enough experience points to reach level 99. Her immense power earns her infamy among the masses, making it impossible to live her once peaceful life. Determined not to relive the mistakes of her past life, Witch of the Highlands embarks on a journey and meets all sorts of crazy characters along the way. This anime is sort of like the previous one, but it leans harder into the adventure aspect. As such, the action is a little better, and though that doesn't necessarily detract from the comedy or character interactions, it's a fun story in its own right. All right, before I get to this, I need this. go take go off. Hello, hello. Welcome to the stream. I hope you're enjoying the content thus far. I'm gonna actually step off the computer for a moment. I'll be right back. Here, I'll put on some music for you to listen to. I'm doing this. All right, I'm back. Okay, so as I always say, if you haven't already, if you can like and share the stream, help get some more friendly people in here, that'd be appreciated. Also, if anything catches your attention here that you want to ask about or talk about, feel free to comment, and if I can answer anything for you, I'll do the best I can to do so. Anyways, with all that being said, let's get back to the article here. All right. The world's finest assassin gets reincarnated in another world as an aristocrat. Right. Unlike most isekai series, the protagonist isn't some otaku. Unlike most isekai series, the protagonist isn't some otaku teenage boy who was summoned to be a hero in a new world. Instead, he's a world class assassin who's about to retire until he himself is assassinated. He's given a choice from a goddess: be reborn in his world with no memories, or in an isekai with all his memories. He chooses the latter, but it comes with a caveat: he must assassinate the hero of that world. Wow, an interesting twist. This show puts a fascinating amount of focus on the art of assassination. Since the um, since the fantasy aspect of isekai has been mostly played out, the unique perspective of the protagonist is what instead makes or breaks the series. Making the protagonist, who knows so much about assassination techniques and applying them to his newfound magical abilities, gives the series a neat and refreshing twist on the genre. Yeah, that does sound interesting. I'd have to agree with that. Anyway, so we're done with the anime articles. We had 6 of them, so now we're get ready to move on to the comic articles here tonight. As we call for Tarzan boy, and the lights we come up Baltimore, it's not your business. And nearly do. Well, tonight, giving it up, giving it up. There we go. Where are we at right now? All right, well, we're at an hour 11. Okay. Well, all right, well, hopefully they had a good time for the moment, ain't Oh, they're back. Okay. Alrighty then. So now we're heading into the comics portion of the newscast here. Here's the first one we're going to talk about tonight. First comics article here. The first of four. So as I said at the very beginning, we're going through 10 articles tonight. 6 anime, 4 comics. Of course, we'll have a wrestling roundup afterwards. All right, Power Rangers races to 100 issues with massive crossover. Boom Studios is celebrating 100 issues of Power Rangers with a quote-unquote Charge to 100 event that comes with a massive Mighty Morphin crossover article by Brandon Sure. Published, well, now it's published one day. When I first had this, it was, I think, more like 21 hours ago. But anyways, let's get to this. Boom Studios is celebrating the 100th issue of Power Rangers with a quote unquote Charge to 100 Mighty Morphin Power Rangers event that comes with a massive crossover. Boom Studios, quote, Charge to 100, unquote, begins in April with Mighty Morphin number 18, Legacy issue number 90, from Matt Groom and Moises Hidalgo, and Power Rangers number 18, Legacy issue number 91, from Ryan Parrott and Marco Renna. The event continues into September. Both Mighty Morphin and Power Ranger series reach their conclusion with a massive crossover issue. The synopsis from Boom Studios reads, quote, celebrate 100 morphimonial issues. The epic Mighty Morphin Power Rangers comic book event, quote, in smaller quotes, Charge to 100, smaller quote, will unfold in the upcoming issues of Mighty Morphin and Power Rangers, along with special one-shots as the Power Rangers and the Omega Rangers join forces with some familiar galactic faces to battle a terrifying new cosmic threat that's rising from the depths to threaten every living thing in existence. Go, go, Power Rangers! Do, 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 do. Mighty Morphin Power Rangers! Huh. Well, it's absolutely incredible to think that we'll reach 100 issues of our phenomenal Mighty Morphin Power Rangers comics this September. Unquote. Boom Studios editor Daphne Pleben said, quote, when we first launched Mighty Morphin Power Rangers number 1 in 2016, we knew we had something special in the works. So it's truly an honor to celebrate this milestone with all fans who have supported our stories for the past 6 years. The milestone event will lead up to one of the most explosive issues of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, with even more twists, special appearances, and heartfelt moments than ever before. So hold onto your seats as we charge to 100. Unquote. Let's see. The Angel Grove based heroes first appeared in comics in 1994's Mighty Morphin Power Rangers #1, which was released by Hamilton Comics by Don Markstein. I believe that's the guy who runs the Toonpedia site or what have you. Gray Morrow and Summer Hinton. Based on the popular television show that debuted in 1993, the franchise switched hands between a number of different publishers over the years. Marvel, Image, Disney, and more, for landing at Boom Studios in 2015. Mighty Morphin and Power Rangers both launched in 2020. The former sees a new Mighty Morphin team protect the planet from deadly threats, while the latter follows the original Power Rangers, now known as the Omega Rangers, as they take on a series of cosmic threats. Mighty Morphin number 18 features cover art by Inyuk Lee and variant cover art by Eleonora Carlini, Monica Pelos, and Rianne Gonzalez. The issue is on sale now. Power Rangers number 18 features cover art by Pelos, Gerald Perel, Danielle de Nicolo, and Gonyi Montes. The issue releases on April 20th from Boom Studios. Anyways, we move on to the next story here. Gotta step away from the computer. I'll be right back. All right, I'm back now. All right, so let's get into this. Marvel's Squirrel Girl scores her own scripted podcast series on Siriusxm. Marvel Entertainment announces the iconic superhero Squirrel Girl is getting her own very own scripted podcast series available to fans on SiriusXM. Article by Narayan Liu, published 12 hours ago. Marvel Entertainment and SiriusXM recently announced a new scripted um, podcast series, Marvel's Squirrel Girl, Unbeatable radio show, centered on the beloved superhero Squirrel Girl. Announcement reads, quote, Squirrel Girl has taken down Thanos and Doctor Doom, but now she faces something even far more terrifying, living authentically. The new series follows Empire State University college student Doreen Green, who has recently been outed as a superhero. The unbeatable Squirrel Girl, hoping to unify her personas in the public eye, Squirrel Girl has created a new student radio show on ESU's own college station. With the help of her best girlfriend, Nancy Whitehead, as producer, and her best squirrel friend, Tippy Toe, in the booth, Doreen is ready to help more people than ever with her greatest superhero advice, unquote. That sounds kind of cute. The show will also feature appearances by figures across Marvel Comics, including Iron Man, Spider Man, and more. The announcement continued, quote, however, with a call in show comes caller anonymity, and not all the folks on the line want help. Some want to crime hard. Uh, with a, when a suspicious caller wreaked havoc on New York City, Squirrel Girl and her friends will have to put their heroics to the test to prove that once and for all, Maureen Green is the unbeatable Squirrel Girl. This episode's podcast is written by the unbeatable Squirrel Girl writer Ryan North. The show is directed by Giovanna Cardelli, stars Milana uh, Vaintrub as the titular Squirrel Girl. Vaintrub previously portrayed Squirrel Girl in the pilot of the canceled New Warriors series. Um, has also voiced the character in the animated Marvel Rising film. North stated, quote, a lot of the fun of the project initially was getting to work in a new medium, one where everything that happened had to be communicated through sound, unquote. He added, quote, the podcast continued right where the comics left off. So longtime fans will feel instantly at home, but it's also built for new people who maybe have never encountered the world of the unbeatable Squirrel Girl before, unquote. First episode of Marvel's Squirrel Girl, the unbeatable radio show, is available now on all podcast platforms. In addition, fans can get a sneak peek at the next episode through the SXM app or Marvel Podcast Unlimited on Apple Podcasts. Future episodes will be available exclusively via the SXM app and Marvel Podcast Unlimited for 1 week before being available on all major podcast platforms. There we go with that. Good. Good time here. Right. Getting ready to move on to the next story here. Alrighty then. Here we go with the next story. That's the last article overall, as well as the comic side of it. Exclusive Image grants wishes with incredible 8 billion artwork. CBR has an exclusive look at the interior artwork for Image's 8 Billion Genies, a new 8-issue series from Charles Soule and Ryan Brown. Article by Brian Schroer, um, published 11 hours ago. Image Comics is granting wishes with 8 Billion Genies, a new 8-issue series from Charles Soule and Ryan Brown. That launches May. I'm wondering if Charles Soule is in any relation to Olan Soule or Soleil, because they spell their last name the same. It's Charles Soleil. Um, Olan Soleil, who some of you may not remember, was he voiced Batman in a number of Hanna-Barbera cartoons, including Scooby-Doo, and of course their DC adaptation of Superman. QDR has an exclusive look, which you can view below, at the interior artwork for 8 Billion Genies #1. It comes from Soleil and Brown. Uh, the series takes place in a world where everyone is granted their own genie and wish. It quickly leads to massive pandemonium and chaos. The synopsis reads, quote, "If you had one wish, what would you wish for? Now, what if everyone else had one wish too? That's 8 billion genies." A new 8-issue series from Charles Boulay and Ryan Brown. First words, um, at exactly the same moment, everyone on Earth gets a genie and one wish. All hell breaks loose in a very entertaining way. And that's just the beginning. Buckle in for the wildest ride of the year. One shining moment will really go far. One shining moment you see you are a star. Hey, article here. Quote, "I love working on this book," unquote, Soleil told CBR. Quote, "8 Billion Genies is a beautiful explosion of wild images and wilder ideas. And it's Ryan and I bringing the best we've got. Our A triple plus game to the art of comic book. Yes, it's got all the wild stuff you'd expect from a world where everyone gets a genie and one wish. What you and what you'd expect the guys who made curse words. But also a pretty thoughtful exploration of needs, wants, desires, all of it. Everyone understands wishes. We do it on our we do it on our birthdays when we see a penny on the sidewalk. When we see a falling star, we start wishing from the moment we're born. Wishing is who we are. I love working on this book. I hope you'll love reading. Brown added, "This all started as a silly hypothetical. Small quote. What if everyone on Earth had a genie? Unsmall quote. Charles and I have been goofing around with that idea at convention bars since before we started working on curse words. The infinite possibilities of the concept made it impossible to narrow down to as an actual story. Then Charles cracked it. Perhaps he used his genie to figure out how the story would work. It's wildly smart, and I'm honored to draw his brains inner workings. It's very, very good. Images, curse words, is a fantasy series that launched in 2017 by Soleil and Brown and tells of an evil wizard making his way to New York City. Image is putting out a full omnibus collection of curse words, the whole damn thing omnibus, the whole damn thing omnibus on May 11th, which is a Wednesday. The omnibus includes all 28 issues of the original series. A previously unpublished epilogue called Curse Words Afterward, introduction by Daniel Smith, and additional bonus material. 8 Billion Genies #1 was on sale May 11th in the comic. Second issue follows. There we go with that one. The last article here that we're going to read today. Anyways, all right. Comics legend Carlos Pacheco announces sabbatical due to spinal surgery. Carlos Pacheco, artist behind Avengers Forever and more, announced that he's taking a sabbatical for the rest of the year due to a spinal surgery. Article by Brandon Schwer, published 10 hours ago. So that's what the guy looks like right there. Avengers Forever and X-Men artist Carlos Pacheco announced that he's taking some time off comics due to recent spinal surgery. Pacheco posted on Twitter that he's taking a sabbatical from comics for the remainder of the year. Quote, as some of you probably know, I suffered a paralysis of my right leg this past September. Unquote. He wrote, quote, since then, I've been visiting neurologists, trying to know what the heck was happening. After receiving the worst diagnosis possible, they finally have discovered the root of that is a compression of the nerves that go um, from the L5 to the leg, and a hard deep fracture in that vertebrae. Uh, so I will go to a hard dorsal spinal surgery next Sunday morning. The doctors say that I will need to suffer a rehab that will last 18 to 12 months plus. That was the reason why I couldn't finish my commitment with Fantastic Four, and now I'll be out of order during all this year after the surgery. Uh, don't forget me. Don't forget me, please. I'll be back. Hope so. In a follow-up tweet, Pacheco thanked his fans for all the well wishes he received from the original post. Quote, so it seems that I'm bound by your generous response to get well. Quote, he said, quote, I will obey all of you. Seriously, thank you all. I would like to write a line to each one of you, but it is impossible to do. But please pretend that I've done it. Thanks again. Keiko got a starting comic drawing covers, posters, pinups for Spanish translated editions of Marvel comics published under the Comic Forum imprint at Planeta de Agostino. Agostino. His first superhero comic was an 8-page story called American Soldier, which was featured in 1991's Marvel Heroes number 41. With writer and translator Antonio Moreno. In 1994, Pacheco worked on a 4-issue Christmas series for Marvel alongside John Ostrander and inker Cam Smith. Around the same time, Pacheco also worked on a couple of issues of The Flash, Mark Waid and Jose Marzan Jr. for DC. Since then, Pacheco's name has been all over comics. He's worked on numerous Marvel titles, including X Universe, Ultimate Adventures, Thor, Kenny X-Men, Age of Ultron, Captain America, Squadron Sinister, Life of Captain Marvel, Resurrection, and more. For DC, Pacheco contributed to Green Lantern, Superman, Giant, Absolute Final Crisis, and several others. Right, so there we go with that one. So done with all the articles. So now let's do a little bit of some wrestling wrap up here. The wrestling news. So for the upcoming, so there's been some matches announced for the upcoming WrestleMania Backlash. But I don't know if that's this weekend or next weekend, but thus far you have for the SmackDown Women's title, um, you have Charlotte Flair defending against Ronda Rousey and Christmas. For the Raw, for the Raw Women's title, you have um, you have Bianca Belair defending against Sonya Deville. In a return match for WrestleMania, you have also Cody taking on Cody taking on Cody taking on Seth Rollins again. And I don't know if this has actually been signed yet, but another potential match coming up soon will be a title unification match for the tag team. Raw tag team champion, uh, rated RK Bro, and Jordan Riddle will will take on Usos at some point in the near future in a potential title unification match. Just as Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar have have um, Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar had their unification match for the WWE Universal title. Also, some other news surrounding WWF is Diamond Dallas Page has recently come out and offered um, his assistance to Sabu, who retired late last year, basically coming to, he's been having, they said he's been having back problems, so we back home. Of course, that's probably from all the bumps, all the hard bumps. Um, but Diamond Dallas Page is offered to help him with his back issue, as Diamond Dallas Page, of course, has been helping a lot of pro wrestlers, currently helping, um, you know, currently been helping Buff Bagwell. He's also, prior to his death, he helped Hall. He also helped out, helped Jake Roberts as well. So helping the guys to yoga, to the art of yoga. Got his own yoga. Uh, so yeah, he offered it, and also Tony Storm, who made her debut with AEW last month, talked about in an interview um, why she ultimately left WWE. That basically, even though as a kid she grew up thinking that's what she wanted to do, she came to the realization that WWE was just not the place for her. That's what, she missed. She was homesick. She missed home, and so she went back home. Now it's of course AEW. So that's a lot of the WWE news, and the reason I, of course, ended with the Tony Storm story is because that leads into the AEW news items that we're going to get into. So they did have Battle of the Belts over the weekend here. We'd already talked about. Let's see. Um, Last Friday on Rampage, of course, um, Hangman Adam Page had retained the AEW World Title in a Texas Death Match over Adam Cole. Um, Also at during the week during the weekend bout, um, Battle of the AEW's Battle of the Belt on Saturday was shown on TNT. And the main event, Thunder Rosa retained retained the AEW Women's Championship over now in a War of the Roses, basically. Thunder Rosa retained the AEW Women's Champion over former AEW Rose. Also saw on the card um, Sammy Guevara, Spanish Sammy Guevara, uh, went back to TNT Scorpio Sky. Also saw on the show ROH champion, ROH World Champion Jonathan Grisham retained the title over Del Castle, only to be attacked by Dante Dutch, his little group of people, Jay Lethal and Sting, with Samoa Joe coming out to make the save there. Uh, and with Jonathan Gresham, that again leads from the AEW stories to the Impact stories, as Jonathan Gresham this month has been a pretty busy guy, as he, of course, back on the first, he was called in the Multiverse of Matches at WrestleCon for Impact Wrestling, which he, well, actually, no, that wasn't, he actually wasn't a Multiverse Match, sorry. He was actually involved at the Ring of Honor Supercard in Garland, where he faced off with Bandito, El Bandito, who was at the time interim Ring of Honor World Heavyweight Champion, and they unified. That was in a title unification. Actually, really unified the title, and of course defended the titles. As I said, this past Saturday at Battle of the Belt, and then he's also got another. Jonathan Gresham also has another title defense set up um, at this Saturday at Impact Rebellion. He's also over the past week. Um, he's set to defend the Ring of Honor World Championship against Eddie Edwards of Honor No More. Also on the Rebellion card, you have Impact World match for the NA X Division champion Trey Miguel will defend the title against Steve Austin and Steve Mike Bailey. AEW Knockout champion Tasha Steelz defends against Rosemary. In another triple threat match, you will see Steve Macklin taking on Chris Heyman of the Motor City Machine Guns and Jay White of the Bullet Club. Those are at least the matches I know of thus far. Probably more added. Like Rebellion's coming up this Saturday. And then, as we now also go to NWA news, Matt Cardona did retain the NWA World Heavyweight Champion over Coke on this past Saturday's edition of NWA USA. Hope looked like at times he was going to win it, but Cardona, in a sneaky way, was able to retain the title. So, now, for those of you who don't remember, Pope, of course, he's been on Impact before. He's also been, he went under the name Elijah Burke in the WWE years ago as well. So there's a lot of former WWE stars you'll find on NWA. Matt Cardona, former Zack Ryder, Pope, Elijah, formerly known as Elijah Burke, Trevor Murdoch. You guys might remember from his, the days when Lance Cade, like about 50 years ago. So, Aaron Stevens within the past year just recently went back there. Aaron Stevens, you guys would remember, is being in Shadow and now. So, uh, so yeah, and then Mickey James, of course, is there as well. Uh, Former WWE Women's Champion uh, Medusa, who went in the WWE by the name of Wonder Blaze, is one of the producers there, along with Arlene Bognard, another former WWE, well, ECW star known as Jazz. So, JTG, formerly of Primetime, is there. JTG and the guy formerly known as Fandango, I know as Dirty Dango, he's there as Dirty Sexy Boys. If you guys want to check out NWA, have a chance as well. So, with that, we're at an hour 50 here, so I guess it's a good time to start wrapping things up here. So, why don't we go ahead and today being Monday, April the 18th, 2022, let's take a look back at this day in history. Free! All right. So, anyways, with that being said, all right, so let's get started here on this part. All right, going back 75 years ago today, on this date, 75 years ago today, um, the 60th issue of True Comics from Parent Magazine Press went on sale on this date back in 1947, 75 years ago today. Went on sale for 10 cents and was 48 pages. So on this date back in 1947, 75 years ago today, the 50th issue of True Comics from Parent Magazine Press went on sale for 10 cents and was 48 pages. Right, getting on to the next piece of news history. This is one where I'd like to actually wish somebody a happy birthday here. I would like to wish a happy birthday, a happy 50th birthday to Brian Kelly, American television writer and producer. Of course, his writing and producing credits include Futurama, Clerks, the animated series. A happy 50th birthday to Brian Kelly, writer and producer for Futurama, Clerks, the animated series, and Simpsons. And finally, our last piece of history tonight. On this date, back in 1982, Hulk Hogan would win the AWA World Heavyweight Championship at Bockwinkel in St. Paul, Minnesota, despite interference from Bockwinkel's manager, Bobby Heenan, uh, who first used a foreign object on Hogan, and later threw the weapon to Bockwinkel for use against Hogan. Now, a little follow-up to this story is um, 6 years later, which would be the following which would be the 24th falls on a Sunday here, so this is why on the 24th, which is 6 days after this happened, AWA World Title returned to Nick Bockwinkel when AWA President Stanley Blackburn overturns the result of the April 18th title change, ruling that Hulk Hogan had used a foreign object on Bockwinkel, despite obvious evidence that Bobby Heenan had used the weapon on Hogan first. Now, the reason that came about, just to give you guys a little bit more of the background there, and of course, Hogan's AWA World Title win was just completely erased. And this is actually what eventually led to him to returning to the WWE or WWF, you know, and what led to the birth of. Now, prior to this, of course, back in like 1980, Hogan, Hulk Hogan had been in the WWF as a heel under the management of Ted Blassie, and then, of course, left and went wrestled for the WWA for a while. Uh, and basically, you have to understand that Gordon Gagne was very old school. The idea of a muscle-bound heavyweight with very limited wrestling ability holding on to their major title was not something that he was interested in. Even though, as we would come to see around the time, Hogan would prove um, that he was a draw. This was also around the time, of course, he was getting ready to do the Rocky movie. He was getting ready to prepare for Rocky 3. Uh, one of his first film credits there. Uh, Hogan would eventually establish himself as a big draw, yet with Gagne being very old school and the wrestling, he did, as one of the guys who owned the way, he did not want the title on Hogan. So they, in essence, kind of split him out, which would eventually lead to him leaving the AWA, going to Japan, and then eventually uh, finding his way to the WWE, which was Hulk Hogan, and you all know the rest of the history there. With that, I thank everybody for. I thank you guys for coming in and at least dropping in some light. Hope with the brief time you were here, you did enjoy the content. Um, Also, a couple of quick little other announcements coming up for. Of course, don't forget this Friday, Batgoat and I will be continuing our look at December 1938 in terms of the comic retrospect. In which we'll be continuing our look at December 1938. We'll be looking over quality comics, which will mean, of course, we'll be reading over feature funny Black Egg, and a few others. Also, one more major announcement here. I will actually be on Critical Blast. So, Saturday, April the 30th, at 8 p.m. Eastern, Central. Pacific. So, I will be promoting the channel. Uh, RJ, most of you see me on RJ's channel every Sunday or every Sunday for the channel. Well, this on Saturday, April 30th, I'll be there as a guest with the channel. So with that, guys, I thank y'all for being here, and I will talk to y'all later. Bye.